perfect. Hi, good evening. Hello, can you hear me? You need to unmute yourself. Okay, perfect. Okay. How are you? Good evening, Mrs. Williams. You can't hear me.
Okay.
Okay. I think it was from your side. Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you now, ma.
Okay, perfect. Can you also see me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, perfect. Good evening.
Good evening, ma.
Okay, I'd like to say it's a wonderful opportunity to meet with you.
Thank you, ma.
And I want to also thank you for giving me the opportunity to have this business chat with you. I'd like to first start by introducing myself, and then I'll give you the opportunity to also introduce yourself to me. Relax, be your beautiful self. Good, very well. Okay. So my name is Veronica Ngozi Oshokoya. Okay. When I write my names down, I always like to put all the institutes where I have my fellowship, things I have obtained professionally, honorably, and all of that. I always put them. So I like by introducing myself to say, yes, that's my name. And I'm a communicator. I'm an advertising practitioner. I'm a marketer. I'm a salesperson. Somebody who is interested in encouraging entrepreneurship, supporting people to grow that which is their concern. And the only way I get this done is to have what I call self-audit interviews. Interviews that give people the opportunities to introduce themselves to me. I look at that introduction. We have a chat, and we're able to discover areas that I call their core competent areas. Okay? And I've had this going for a while. It's been something that I had done spanning through, not professionally as it is now, but since 1991. I've developed this keen interest in talking to especially young women. I started talking to young women when I realized I could go talk to initially women who were displaced or widows or people who had issues maybe in relationships and all that. So then again, most of these things are out of background, out of experiences. There is no one man or one woman you see on the streets who has a business who does not have a story to tell. But what makes a business succeed is in knowing the story, churning that story out within yourself, auditing yourself, knowing how that story can encourage you either to grow or to sink. Okay? So I had said to you that my name is Veronica Ngozi Oshokoya, and I'm from, dual state citizenship of, citizen of Owerri and also Ogun State in Oderemo. I am very driven. I'm ambitious, very, very ambitious. Where people think they cannot get to, ambition has given me the confidence and boldness to say I can get there. If you listen very carefully, I said I am driven. What it means, driven. A human being can only be driven by circumstances of life. Something drives you. So I have my experiences that makes me boldly say to anybody that I am driven and I am ambitious. Yes, I tell you an example. When I tried to get into where I am, I retired recently as a director of sales and marketing for Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria. I got to the peak of that in the public sector. That's being a director in the public sector. It's not small. But I could also say to myself, I retired before the age of retirement because I am driven. Something drove me to retirement. And I'm also saying I am ambitious because I know that because I've not reached the age of retirement, I still have a target of a destination I'm going to. Do you understand what I mean? So that makes me ambitious. And I'm a very highly motivated person. Speaking with you and looking at you alone motivates me. It motivates me to say, yes, what is in this lady? So in every discussion, every business discussion I have with anybody, I have something that I take home. And that thing I take home motivates me to want to be a better person. And then it gives me an opportunity to say, hey, this young woman could be like this at her age. Me, I am not yet like that at my age. Okay? What could be the problem with me? So that gives me that motivation. But my motivation is professional. I'm professionally, highly motivated professionally. That is it. So that is why I'm able to confidently and articulately relate with anybody I have never seen in my life. I'm seeing for the first time. Yorubas will say, you're not carrying fire on your head. I look at you, I must respect. I have a lot of tendency to respect even the smallest person. I get to the street, I see small children, their mothers are working with them, it becomes my concern. I try to warm up to people. What this has done for me, it gives me what I call interpersonal skills, intercommunication skills, skills that make me confidently and articulately speak with people. So, and it has produced in me an oriented spirit, a spirit that says to me, yes, I can be a team player. I can work with anybody. And this led me to setting up platforms of marketing. Platforms. I have run like 6 platforms for sales, where on those platforms what I do is encourage people to come on those platforms and exhibit the tendencies that they have, which opportunities, so their socio-economic status, the circumstances of their countries, circumstances of education, deprivation of situations have not given them the opportunity. So I provide platforms for young women, young men, people who are deprived, people who do not have money, who do not have sources. So what I do is I get a convergence of everybody, several people from the finance industry who can sponsor their projects, people who are buyers who will give them the opportunity to sell their products, those who would need the products, and then I give them an opportunity to interface with these people. I've run this platform, for instance, for like 7 years. And what has it done for me? It has brought me more friends. There's something they call social network. What is my social network? My social network is my social net worth. My network is my net worth. What I'm saying, knowing you became my network. You are my network, but you have become a net worth. You are an asset to me. And I'll give you an example. Last week or so, I encountered you and I found out that the way you spoke with me, you appealed to me. I realized that you had a confidence and you seemed to have known what you were doing. And I said, wow, at the risk of my life, I have a caterer who makes my meals, but let me try this young woman. The way she spoke says to me that she knows what she's doing. She has a focus. And from my network, I met with you on the platform. You became a network and you made a soup that the first set of people who ate the stew said, wow. The second set of people who ate the vegetable, when the girl who was serving the vegetable saw the vegetable, she said, hello ma, what I saw in the vegetable you ordered has only ejakika, and I don't think XYZ people will like it. And I said, no, for health benefits, I prefer the ejakika. If the chef is a good cook, she will make it well. And when it was eaten, I heard, why did you meet this person who cooked this food? So what I've made up my mind is I just want to call, and every weekend I'll probably find out if this food has been eaten. The only thing I need to beg of you is have to reduce your price. Did you hear that? Okay. So I hope you understand the difference between network and network.
And network.
Yes. So you don't play with your network, because your network translates to your network.
Determines your network.
And your network is your money. It makes you expand your horizon, the scope of your business, get to meet with more people. There's something they call each one tell another. There's something they call referral. There's something they call endorsement. And you don't play with this endorsement. If I had this conversation with you on telephone, it would have been a conversation you should be able to record. To say, the former director of marketing of Federal Radio Corporation ate your food, her guests ate your food, her family ate your food, and they said the food authoritatively on the television. I'm saying to you that your food was nice. It was not oily, it was not sticky, it was not over peppered, it was properly peppered to the taste bud that found it very desirable. So your network gave you a net worth. From me now, anybody who wants to do like something to do with catering, nothing stops me from saying to them, Mrs. Williams will do it. Okay? So I am a very experienced marketing and brand management analyst. I can look at you and tell you what your brand is suffering through what I call body language. I can give you a handshake and tell you what is lacking that could help you drive your business. I can look at your brand and tell you who your competition is. Where is your brand suffering? I can look at your brand and say to you, you're not penetrating adequately. This is not where you should be. This is where you should be. Can you consider XYZ? Can you try this place and that place and all that? So I possess excellent skills in knowing about brand management. And I have excellent organization and prioritizing skills. I can prioritize. I can say to you, don't do this time. Do this time. This is what you do next time and all that. I'll give you another example. For instance, my ability to prioritize and analyze issues. I saw that you hurried into this discussion and I said, I'd like to give you 5 minutes. Okay? And I gave you 5 minutes. I have prioritized what I need to do to encourage my clients, the person I'm having this audit with, to be able to produce the best of herself, to be able to face those who would probably listen to this tomorrow and say, wow, this is somebody who knows her onion. Okay? So I have high customer service orientation. This is very key. I'm telling you what makes me be in a position to be able to talk to you today. I have very high customer service orientation. No customer is small. No environment of the customer is bad. No condition of the customer. So I have that orientation to understand what the problem or peculiarities of each of my customers are, and I'm able to walk around it and see how, because if tomorrow you get bigger, you will not forget the discussion I've had with you. You will not forget the impact that has with you. But I tell you, the first time I spoke with you, I give it on a ratio of maybe let's give like about 10 people I've spoken to. You come into the first 3 best. It was a very seamless, natural discussion. Very seamless. And that was why I saw your intelligence, I saw your eloquence, I saw your focus, and I saw your determination. However, you may know there might be a few things that may hinder you. Those things are things that from this discussion with me, I'm not asking you what are things hindering you, but from the discussion with me, you probably will be able to point at what you think are the hindrances you have. And you look at it and say, you look at yourself in the mirror. Like before I came up for this meeting with you, I realized I was a bit too rough one. And I took my powder, I took my lipstick, and I put my whatever. All of these things are the skills of somebody who is into trade, who is into marketing, who is into sales. If you look in my bag anytime, there's a little bottle of 1 little perfume there, because perhaps I've gone through rough edges and I just damp myself a bit with a wet towel and I do dust my ear. I don't do it on my cloth. Peradventure, it stains my clothes and somebody says, oh, you have a stain on your clothes. So, but around your ear region, because, it trickles down, and your presence is your presence. Okay? So, now, a very good ability to organize. I can organize. Every business person who cannot organize has not started business. This is just my introduction of who I am, right? But I am African, very African to the core. I am courteous. I am respectful. You know, you wait for people to tell you, but I tell myself. On my birthday, if nobody remembers my birthday, I come to myself and I say, happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. I celebrate myself. I refuse for anyone to pull me down. I will never be rude. I will never be aggressive. You can never hear. If I have any issues like a quarrel with anybody, I don't sleep well. You know what? I switch off. The only thing it does for me is the next bowl of food, I do what they call comfort eating, which perhaps makes me add up a bit of a flesh. When you see me adding flesh, like I've added some flesh now, you know that there's something, I have a stress factor. But you see, the way I do mine, I don't vent my spleen on anybody. I don't vent my spleen on I just vent it on a lovely bowl of soup, for instance, made by somebody like you, and I eat it very nicely. And do you know, if you ask me the next second what the problem is, it's behind me. Okay? We're differently made. That is how I'm able to manage stress and storm. How you're able to manage stress and storm is different. But in any way, do not allow stress and storm to ever disorganize you. Never. It should never pull you down. Okay? Okay. Now, I also appreciate people. I like meeting with people who have low beginnings. You know, I like meeting people who have low beginnings, and I like looking up to people who have high beginnings. But those who have high beginnings, I like those who have high beginnings who have passed through the storms of life. Anybody who, like the son or daughter of Dangote or Adenuga, it doesn't really appeal to me. I am happy for them, and I look up to being there, but they didn't go through the ruggedness that the society presents because their parents have worked for them. So I identify, when I go for inspirational talks, I listen to someone who has been through stress and storm. I listen to women, for instance, who have been through stress and storm, because I have been through stress and storm. The story of my life is a long story. It's a story that if I sit you down to talk about it, you may probably take a handkerchief and be weeping for me, but I'll be smiling because I said nothing will take away my laughter from me. If there's one problem I have, it's laughter. I can laugh that you would think I won a jackpot. It works for me. I laugh at my stress and storm. Okay? If you see me carrying a long face, it must be something that is really, really, really not worth it. Okay? You're looking at the sky because I looked at the sky.
No. It's someone is trying to distract me, so I was trying to tell her
let them not distract you. Let them not distract you. We're having the peak of our discussion. Okay? So now I am saying to you, I am also a lover of culture. I am a dancer. I can dance. I write poems. I'm a very positive-minded, sociable person. If I come to a function, I may never have met the people in the function. I may just have been invited. When I come, you will think I'm the celebrant. I've gone to functions where the man who does the drumming called me Amoloku and started drumming the drum for me. I mean, because I just refuse to be pulled down. I speak English, Igbo, Yoruba, adventurous French, fair passable Hausa. And if I stay with you, I don't know what language you speak. Because I've accepted you.
It seems you are my second mom, Seth. I speak Igbo, I speak Yoruba, okay. I speak a little of Hausa, but I don't speak French.
Okay. So I've worked in reputable organizations. I've worked in advertising. I've worked in customer relations management organizations. I've worked in hospitals. I've worked in interdiction points. I've worked in federal government, and currently what I'm doing is just consultancy in advertising, sales, and marketing, because these are areas where I have fellowship By the way, I'm a fellow of the Institute of Marketing. I'm also a fellow of the Institute of Trade and Customer Relations and Trade Management. I sat on the platform, I'm still sitting on the platform of Advertising Practitioners Council Advertising Standard Panel, where all adverts that you see on television and radio or print, before they can go out, the panel that I sit with must approve it. Okay? So, in a nutshell, I am this person. I'm a mother of 3, and I am a traditional African woman, and I'm happy that I have the opportunity to meet with you. You see how long the story of me has been. It's even longer than this, but it is this length because I want to let you know that in introducing yourself, you can briefly introduce yourself, but if you have the opportunity to blow your trumpet, blow it. You know, I look at myself, sometimes I sneeze, and people around me don't remember to say sorry. And I touch myself and I say, sorry, my dear. Yes, you cannot give what you do not
Encourage
have.
yourself.
You cannot give what you do not have. I love myself. That is why I'm able to give love. If I harbor hate, or if I harbor gloomy look, I can't give it. At the touch of any little thing, somebody will trigger my anger. I do not want that. I also do not like people who I don't like being with people who like too much drama. And when I'm on a platform and there's so much drama, you see me getting out of it gradually. If I'm in a place where there's too much drama, I respect myself and I curl up. Okay? So this is me, and I'm happy to be with you. So I am your startup. You already started, but I know that there are areas where from the discussion, this little discussion, you know that you need somebody to give you some pep talk, which will help you audit yourself to reposition yourself better for your business. Thank you very much for the opportunity to introduce myself. May I meet with you?
Thank you, ma. My name is Marian Williams, or Marian Ejemito. In my early 30s, a graduate of University of Lagos. I studied social work. I also have I studied some other professional courses like human resources management, health, safety, and environment. I also did quality assurance and control. Currently, I'm running my educational program at and postgraduate diploma in education. But I'm a caterer by profession and also a social worker.
Perfect. A social worker, a caterer,
and a teacher.
And a teacher, someone in human resources. Wonderful. But what do you do? What business do you do? From the introduction I had of you on your flyer when it was posted to me, I saw that you're not really doing a social work job.
No, ma, I'm a caterer. I'm into catering. I prepare meals and organic drinks for outdoor events. I also deliver them to people's homes. I deliver soups and foods, meals in bowls, in parks. I deliver them to offices as well.
And now, you've let me know who you are. You've given me your background. What do you have a passion for, really, outside of these things, your studies and what you're doing? But, it's possible that you're doing all these things out of necessity of life. It's also possible that you're doing them out of passion. It's also possible that you have something else that you're passionate about. Is there anything that you're really passionate about?
Actually, I'm passionate about those 3 things. I love to teach. I love to learn from people and people learning from me. And I also love to help. But what I'm more passionate about is cooking. I'm never tired. I started cooking at the age of 7. I'm never tired to cook in the kitchen. Even when I was younger, when I was still staying with my parents, if I'm cooking and my mom comes to open the pot, like maybe wanting to correct me, I get angry. So, and I didn't even learn how to cook from her, funny enough, because will I say I'm a foodie? When I was a little child, I grew up with my grandparents. So, and when my grandma cooks, I just sit in the kitchen waiting for the food to be ready for me to eat. But she never knew I was learning. That was when I learned how to cook. So I have this passion for cooking. When I cook, I'm happy. I don't get tired. I don't like anyone helping me out. So I would say what I am doing now is what I love to do.
And so, what informed your going into it? You were not doing something else before now, before going into catering that you're doing?
The thing is, I was actually teaching after my NYSC 2014. I taught for about 5 years because I love to teach, especially mathematics. I love maths a lot, so, and I'm very good in maths. But it was after I got married 3 years ago, I stopped teaching. I was taking home lessons in mathematics. So, and when I was in the university, I attended the University of Lagos. Then I usually cook for my roommates. I'll just cook and share. So they were always commenting on my food. Why don't you? A girl was even begging me to come and prepare meal for her mom because her grandma was late then. For a guest of 200, I was like, I'm not a caterer. I just love to. He said, no, no, no. That even food she eats in the party is not as delicious as this, especially my fried rice. So when I took in, I just looked into it and said, okay, instead of working for people and not having time for my future child or kids, let me just take this my cooking business, my cooking what's it called? My cooking talent into
Making it
business.
a
So
financial, the
yes,
source of
ma.
income.
So
Yeah.
I just prepared some meals that day. I did like 100 stickers, just shared it to people, and that was how I started in 2020. 2020 January. That was when I started fully.
Wow, you've done well. I'm happy for you. But what is your social and economic background like? As this could be personal. If you any question that you feel is personal that you do not want to share, just feel free. What I mean by social and
Okay, ma'am.
economic background is, do you come from a family that is financially adequate to support you? Or do you have an income? Do you have some money stored up somewhere? If nobody should
Well,
harass that nobody should harass that dog or leave the dog to back.
no, the dog is even in the sitting room. So
Okay,
when he sees people passing, he just barks if he doesn't
okay,
know them.
okay.
Will I say I wasn't born with a silver spoon, but I wouldn't say I'm also from a poor background because I'm from an averagely rich background. Because sorry, okay, sorry, a call
Yeah,
was coming in from
okay,
WhatsApp
okay.
because at least my cousins, my family members, most of them are out of the country. So and but the one thing about me is I don't depend on people. In fact, it's hard for people to know that I have families that are averagely okay because I don't depend on people. Even my husband, I don't depend on him. I tend to do things on my own. I believe a woman should be financially independent because you can't always depend on people. What if that source closes? So that is what I've told myself. So right from when I was younger, like I say when I was serving, I've always been dependent on myself. I just asked my mom to stop doing that because my mom was doing everything for me, including anything I wear, both clothes and everything. But when I went for my service, I just told her to stop. At least I'm an adult and I can take that responsibility myself. So since then, I've been doing that.
Wonderful. So that it's always good. I have a similar experience too, and I would never say no to making attempts to try out something. It forms a woman, yeah. It forms a woman. Not that if help comes, I refuse. I will not refuse the help, but
No.
oh yes, absolutely.
But me, depending on someone or asking you,
Yes,
because even when
yes.
you ask, they might just tell you, okay, I will do for you. and they don't owe you anything. So
Yes.
it's better you do it yourself. But if they decide to do it, fine, I would accept and be grateful.
Okay. Okay. So, but before you started, there are things we have 10 minutes. What is really, sorry. Before you started this business, did you have any reasons you would need money because doing catering jobs, you have to buy the dishes. What things did you have? Are there still things you lack that you would like to acquire?
The thing is, I started this thing in my kitchen in my home. Later, I had a shop, but the shop was it was too remote inside the street, so my sales wasn't really coming up, and I didn't know how to manage both my shop and my online customers. So I just gave out the shop and concentrated on my online customers. So most things I get them in bulk, keep them in my kitchen. So when others comes in, I use them up. Then when it finishes, I go get them again. So the only thing I would say I'm lacking is maybe like sharpen dish. I do rent them. Since I started, well, I say it's only twice I've gotten an outdoor catering. Because most times when I make meals before, I don't post them online. So it was a food business owner. She has been in food business for over 12 years now. So she was the one who advertised a business via Instagram through ads. So I got to pay for the section and attended, and I learned a lot from her. So she was the one who asked we food business owners that whenever even if it's at home, we prepare the meals, let us take it with a good camera. We should invest our money in good camera phones. Because
And that
most
was
people
what
now, they don't have.
yes, that's what I expected. The food you sent to me, I expected
Yes,
that you
ma'am.
would have taken a very good picture of it. If you had sent that, I would have been able to send it immediately because some of the things I owe you from this discussion is helping you to push your business. But I didn't have a photograph. When I told a few people that the food was tasty and nice, they thought that I could send them photograph of it. So it's very important that whatever you do,
Yeah,
even
my
me.
phone is actually, my camera is actually, it was in the evening I prepared it.
Oh,
It
I
was in the
see.
evening, so the sun ray has gone, and there was no sun or there was no light for me. It was around past 7 I finished preparing it. That was why. But I just got this phone because of the camera. It's a Camon 19.
Okay, okay. Take it very seriously. You have competition, right?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. You need to look at the areas. Who are your competitors? What do they have as an advantage over you? How do you meet competition to be able to take your own market share in this business? Because I tell you, everyone, food business is the best business to do. Even in a very severe economic situation, people must eat. So it's for you to know. You can decide to say you want to pitch a tent for the upper class. You can say yes, you want to go to middle, line managers, people, and be able to cater for them. You can also say, okay, well, I'm doing Bogbero, multitude, and all that. But that's very important for you to identify. And in your identification, you need to identify who your competition is. Who are those in that same business with you? So, because we have about a few more minutes to go, the last time I spoke with you also, I thought I was going to extend it this session. So it means that we would have another small clip. But if you permit me, the last discussion I had with you, if we look at it, if it's possible to merge these two discussions together, because it gives you an advantage. I don't know if that's doable. I'll ask the administrator of this project to see if it's possible. We look at it and see, because that session was very good. It spoke a lot about you, an intelligent, focused woman. That was what I saw, and perhaps I saw a bit of who I was before I got to where I am in your presentation. I saw a bit of where the times and tide took me to in your presentation. So I was moved by it. So, but what is your unique selling points before we close?
My unique selling point is actually my fried rice.
Wow.
Yeah, because a friend was telling me 2 days ago as well that if she has not eaten any of my food, if she's to sleep and wake up, my fried rice, she can vouch for it anytime, any day. And most people that have eaten my meals, yeah, they comment on my meals, but my fried rice, because I prepare it in a way that even people that don't eat fried rice in party, due to people pour a lot of
Spices.
curry,
Now
this, I just
spices.
tell them. So they'll ask me what did I put. I'll say, well, I mean, I don't
Don't
feel
give out your secret to anyone. Just keep your don't even keep it out to me yet. But what we'll do is that next time we're having a discussion with you, if it's possible for you
okay,
to
ma.
have an array of your food, when we're talking,
Okay,
you probably would just show your food. That way, you're also every opportunity you have to advertise
okay,
yourself. Do not hesitate to use it. Okay?
okay,
Is
ma.
you do you prefer to still continue to cook from your house, or would you prefer that you have a shop?
Well, I would actually prefer having a shop because with that I'm seeing passerbys are patronizing. My online customers are also there, so it
Is
fetches
there
me
any
more money.
hindrance towards this?
Yes, ma, actually, financially, and I'm just still waiting for to finish up with one or two things to know if I'm going to get it or not.
Okay. Have you spoken with the administrator of this project to refer you to some companies that have relationship with them? On
With
yeah,
is it Mr. Fortune?
yes, there's some companies that are signed on. Some of whom I've also for my business I've also contacted, and I took some facilities from them. And that way you can graduate from 50,000 to 100,000, 200,000 thereabout, and then you pay back over a period. And I think the interest is not for me. It wasn't killing because once you are able to identify that it's a loan facility you took, you have to be careful. Loans I don't usually advise, but there are times when your businesses must grow because I do not subscribe to you going to borrow shuffling dishes. You need shuffling dishes. You must have. You should be able to have yours because
No, actually, I have, but the ones I have, ma, as time goes on, they change these things. There
okay,
are new ones. I have the ones I use at home.
okay,
I have, but as time goes on, things changes. They bring new ones, so that is why I just prefer to rent. Because if I have them and those old ones are old, it's just a waste of money. I won't use them again since it's not every time I get to involve myself in outdoor catering.
okay. Before we end, I'd like to ask if you have an opportunity of partnership, would you embrace it?
Definitely, my will.
Okay, and you would have to have your terms for the partnership.
Yes.
Okay, so have you reached out to any organizations, any individuals, persons, or outfits in line with this partnership?
Just no, it's just I only wrote a proposal to schools to see if I can prepare meals for either their end of the year parties or if I can be coming to serve the staff or the kids. But I'm yet to get a reply from some of them. Why some of them say they have a caterer doing that for them already?
Okay, let me
Why
advise you.
some said
I see you
okay,
on the platform, on the WhatsApp platform for Vechi, and I see you have a corporate flyer as your adverts and all that. What happens in that kind of platform? When you have, as you're cooking, you're able to do a video of your cooking. I know that I spoke with one lady, and she's always describing the way she's cooking her food. So she said, oh, bere, shokutu yokoto. So, you don't have to say that, but I mean, she advised the way she would do the thing. She will not do. There's another one who will arrange all those soups and all that, and all the particulars in the soup are swimming and saying hello to you. Before you know it, people are already salivating and they are thinking of whatever. Because I mean, I have ordered food from that platform severally. In fact, every week. But I mean, the other food when I serve them to those I order for, they have to always say, there's a bottle. It's okay. But yes, that was nothing like that. So we have less than 1 minute remaining, and I like to say, you need to focus on these 10 P's of marketing. You go into your books, a marketing book, or you Google it, what are the 10 P's of marketing? Try to read them and see how you can apply them to your situation.